Hello, my name is Julius. I'm a co-founder here at BitBooster, and I'm going to try and demonstrate Control Freak for Bitbucket Cloud as fast as I can. Please note, it is a little different than Control Freak on Data Center, just due to inherent differences between Bitbucket Cloud and Bitbucket Data Center. Okay, with that in mind, let's dive in. First things first, we better install it. Okay, workplace settings. Going to go to the marketplace, okay. I'm actually going to install two plugins. I'm going to install Control Freak. I'm also going to install PR Booster, which is our paid plugin for cloud, because it makes some of the Control Freak operations a little easier. Control Freak, where are you? You're down there. Okay, in you go. Okay, grant access. Okay, nice. And then where's PR Booster? Our other guy way down at the bottom. This list is alphabetic. Okay, in you go. Grant access. Yay! Okay, so that's first things first. Next, let's go configure Control Freak. I'm just going to refresh this page. Go down to the Control Freak settings now. So here we are in Workplace Settings. Scroll down. Look for Control Freak settings. Okay. In here, set things up the way you want. But what's really critical is you click on this settings button here, which actually, it's kind of more like, we meant it to be more like tabs. So connections, and that's where you're going to connect it to your Jira instance. Okay, so I put in the URL to our Jira instance, username and password. Now we've already done this in the past, so I don't need to redo the password here. Okay, now I'm going to go to my repository, which is my Flower repository. That's what I'm going to do the demo from. And here, let's take a look. What's the situation here? Let's see all the branches. Okay, we've got Cow Say Moo 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 by Author Hair King. And we want to merge this into master. Now, the way Control Freak works is it can add tasks to a pull request automatically once it's installed. Okay, so there's two things I need to do next to get Control Freak working the way I want. One, go into Control Freak settings at the repository level. We already did it at the workspace level here, but now we're going to go in at the repository level. You don't have to. You can just use the settings at the workspace level instead. Ooh, better refresh this. Okay, refresh. There's Control Freak. Let's adjust its settings. Now, if the workspace settings work for all your repositories, then you can just leave those alone. But sometimes you might want to override certain settings at the lower level, right? So here, and then if you want to override them, right, you have to go in, say yes, click the thing you want to override, right? Overriding these, I've turned them all off. Overriding these, I want to protect these branches. And I want my commits to reference at least one Jira ticket. And the Jira ticket that we reference, it has to be a real one. It must exist in our Jira instance. And it has to have a valid status, which means it has to not have the status of done. Okay, and then two more things to keep in mind. We're only going to look in the first line of the commit message, and we're only going to look inside brackets. You can turn these off if, have them your way if you prefer to just have them free form like that. Yeah, but I do like the brackets, and I like first line only. Okay, save that. That's saved. I always like to hit refresh just to confirm that it's the way I want. Yep. Okay, my repository level config for Control Freak is in place. Okay, let's create a pull request. Oh, one more thing I forgot though, which is at my on my repository in Flower, I do need to also make sure that my branching restrictions are correct. Because the problem with Bitbucket Cloud is out of the gates, it lets anyone push to any branch. So I want to disable that. So let's make sure that direct pushing is not allowed. Nobody has write access, so that means direct pushes are not allowed. And then everyone can do pull requests, great. And then on the pull requests themselves, on the merge settings, I want the pull request to complain if there's pull request tasks. because this is how Control Freak works. It auto-generates a bunch of pull request tasks based on how you've configured it. And then if you do happen to have Bitbucket Premium, this can be nice too. This makes it so that users can't click the merge button unless these are all resolved, okay? So no unresolved pull request tests, and then since I'm on Bitbucket Premium, I'm going to make the merge button unclickable if some of these still need to be resolved. Okay, going to save that. Okay, and with that in mind, let's go create our first pull request here. Oh, and I'll show you a little bit of this commit. Well, no, let's just create the pull request. Okay, a new pull request from branch to master, cow say moo moo moo. Create the pull request. Okay, now the Control Freak server, it does take it like, a second or two to actually get the metadata, analyze the commits, and see if there's any problems. So when you first create the pull request, it looks like everything's fine. It looks like I could just go ahead and merge, but that's not true. You refresh this page. Once the Control Freak server has had a couple seconds to analyze everything, you'll see that it's gone in and now it's upset, right? It's like saying, oh, hey, your tasks, you need to fix these, okay? So we don't have a Jira ticket, and the Jira ticket doesn't exist, and also the author is not valid either. Okay. Okay, so let's go here. Now, because I have PR Booster installed, I believe I can fix these, especially the Jira aspects, just using PR Booster's amend feature, right? So what I'm going to do is go into this message, and let's put a Jira ticket on it. And hit amend, right? And so this is going to adjust the commit message on the branch commit. It says success, nice. Pull request was updated, so refresh that. Let's see. And look at that. All the Jira policies are satisfied, but the author is still not valid. Okay, so I wasn't able to fix the author with the amend. So on that case, I'm gonna have to come down here, and this is my favorite way to pull, by the way. Pull -r -auto stash. Now, with that in mind, let's see, what have we got here? Okay, it's got ticket -2 cow say moo moo moo, just like we amended it, so that's awesome. But this author is not what we want, okay? And with author and committer, I actually like to do a pretty equals raw, because then I can see, okay, the author and the committer are both not what we want. So to fix that, I'm gonna need to change my my git config to make sure. Right, yeah, I need to set it, make sure it's matches an email and name of one of my actual users in my user directory on Bitbucket Cloud. And with that in place, then I need to do the amend, but you also have to do the reset author as well. Because if I just do the amend and just save the message, and so I did the amend, but you can see, right, so it fixed the committer, but the author hasn't been fixed. So I'm going to do the amend, git commit, amend, and then you have to add the reset author flag as well. Show pretty equals raw, and now committer and author have both been fixed. Let's do the push force. Push that nice fixed up tip commit. Refresh the pull request. Yay, we're good. And yeah, hard to see because of my webcam, but maybe I'll just make this a little here. So you can see the merge button is good to go now, right? Whereas before, when some of these pull request statuses were not acceptable, so let's amend it, and let's take that, maybe I'll make it an invalid Jira ticket that doesn't exist. Amend that. Okay, success. The PR Booster is really nice because it lets you do rebase, squash, amend right from in the UI. You don't have to drop down to your terminal or your editor. Okay, refresh. Now that it references a Jira ticket that doesn't exist, yeah, you can see at least it has a Jira ticket, but it doesn't exist. And since it doesn't exist, its status is no good either. So now you can see Control Freak is sad again. And now the merge button, it's not letting us merge. Of course, that's a Bitbucket premium feature, but there you go. So that's our quick demo. I'm hoping it was quicker than last time. Okay. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. And I'm going to try and figure out how to turn this puppy off. Stop recording. Okay. Bye.